just making it more prominent. We work with an external focus that we swing on a better line. We get the bottom of the arc in the right place. You get so many benefits from a really simple and quite fun practice, to be honest. Let's talk about divots, because actually when you learn to use your divots as good feedback, it can really help your swing. Plus, in this video, what I'm going to share with you is a focus, a way of focusing that actually can really improve your technique, because it deals with what we call an external focus. External focuses for many people work exceptionally well. If you're somebody that gets tied up in knots of your swing, you think too much, you get tense, an external focus is something you must explore. So we're going to combine that focus in this video today, also with learning from the divots to enable you to strike the ball more effectively. Now, some of you may not even be taking a divot and you'd love to know how to do that effectively. We're going to cover that in this video as well. So first of all, why is a divot a good bit of feedback for us? Well, if our ball is here, we want that divot to start just after the ball, because that indicates to us that the bottom of the swing, the bottom of the arc, is just after the ball. That means we're likely to get the most powerful, solid strike on the golf ball. We certainly don't want the divot starting back here early, because that would show the bottom of the arc has come in way too soon, okay? And equally, we don't want the divot starting too late as well. So just in front of the ball is a simple, good guide for you. Now, when you're practicing, one of the things you can do is use the visual image of an actual divot. So go to the practice range, find a nice divot like this one. It's a pretty consistent width. It's on line to the target I'm trying to hit to, and just put your ball at the start of it here. That mental focus of seeing that, and then your job is to focus on the club head, just extending that divot a little bit. In other words, just shaving a little bit more out of it, and maybe making that divot just a little bit longer. Just the idea of that is enough. So in that visual idea of seeing it, that's going to help you. You're going to naturally start to swing the club in a way to start the divot just after the ball and get it low. So let's first of all just put that into practice. I will slightly go out of vision here, but hopefully you'll see what goes on the ground here. Okay, so what I'm looking at now is that divot. I just want to extend that. Okay, and hopefully you can see that. I've just taken a little bit more out of that, out of the grass there. It was a really nice strike. And just that focus took my mind off of everything else. I wasn't thinking about my swing. I wasn't thinking technically. I was just working from the end in mind with the external focus of really my club head in the divot, and just getting that club head to interact with that divot that was already there and just make it slightly more prominent. That's probably the best way of putting it. Just want to make that divot a little bit more obvious. And in doing that, my club and I will naturally coordinate myself in a way to be able to make that happen. Now, if you are somebody that's not taking a divot, that may take you a few goes to do that, and you may find you've got to really relax to do it, because you might be a bit tense in trying to do it. But the more you relax, the more you just focus externally on the club and the grass, and not how you're going to do it, and just trust yourself, relax your body, connect to the ground, relax the whole system, and just start to do that. You'll begin to find you'll coordinate yourself much better, and I am sure you're going to be able to start to take that divot. If you're somebody that's tended to start your divots way too early, just this practice here of seeing it and trying to extend that divot, you're going to start to reorganize your swing in such a way to get a much better result as well. And finally, one of the other things it can do is actually help you to swing on line as well. So if that divot, I've chosen a divot that's on line to the target. If I tend to swing across the line over here somewhere, then actually just that divot, me following that divot, is going to help me straighten out my swing path as well, which of course can be hugely valuable. So one simple thing like a divot is something we can use as an advantage to practice with on the practice ground to help us just make it more prominent. We work with an external focus that we swing on a better line. We get the bottom of the arc in the right place. You get so many benefits from a really simple and quite fun practice, to be honest. All I've got to do, remember to replace the divots, and don't try and stay in this squatted position too long unless you're a yoga expert, because it really is just a little, I've locked up completely. Okay, see you next time.